Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got some more mods for our deadbolt. Last video we installed these links. If you want to check that video out, I'll put it in the description. And today we have some more mods that are going to make this thing really good. And the one I'm most excited for is this servo here, guys. The Emax servo. I'll give you guys some examples of why this servo is so bad. So when you're on the rocks and you're the slightest little bindage where your wheel's like rubbing up against the rock, it just won't turn. And that makes an issue when you're trying to be super technical in spots. So we're gonna replace that. This comes with it, servo horn and a mounting bracket. That's all for that. And we are also going to be installing, this is not Injora, this is just the Amazon special. We got brass knuckles and aluminum links for the front. So the whole front end is getting like overhaul here. We're gonna have a new servo, new horn, new links. Like look at that slop, guys. It's just, obviously you get what you pay for, right? Out of the box, they're really good, but we can make them a lot better. So we'll bring it over to the workbench and we'll get started. Alrighty guys, so the first thing I'm gonna be doing is removing the wheels, and we're just gonna pop our body up here. These body clips are really small. Let's pull that guy. There you go. Okay, I do need access to the top here. I don't know if I'll remove the back. If it gets too annoying, I might pop the body completely off. But we're just gonna remove the front wheels. All right, so we got the front wheels off. I'm just gonna give you guys an example here. I should have done it before, but we're gonna fire it up. And I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by the servo here. So if we look at it, right now it looks fine, right? But the moment you put some tension on it, it has a servo saver, right? So if you look, like now it doesn't turn at all. And you can see that there's a servo saver, and what that does is it doesn't strip the servo. So let's just hold it right on the knuckle here, okay? So we're just holding the knuckle, barely turning, and I know after it's gonna flip this thing like crazy. For me, I think it's the worst part of these vehicles is the steering servo that comes stock. So we're gonna start tearing it down now that you guys kind of get the idea of why we're doing this mod. It's a really important one for performance. We are going to unplug our servo. Should be this guy. Okay. And we're just gonna tear down the whole front end, guys. Got it all off. I did the easiest way possible, which was just remove it all with 6 screws. So these are for the servo, these are for the knuckles, but what I did is obviously everything's connected, so all this is getting changed, so I just went 2 there and the 4 for the knuckles. We have new bearings as well, so you don't have to worry about popping those old ones out. But that is the old, guys, way too loose, and it's super bendy. Like that's just like slight to bend. There's that servo saver. You see when it binds, you can see how it disconnects. It almost looks like it's breaking, but it's called a servo saver, so it saves the servo instead of stripping the inside. Especially a stock one like this, it probably wouldn't last long without one. Yeah, so we got the total tear down. It took like 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes for the whole end here. Start opening our new packages. We'll start with the Emax here. Ooh, look at that, eh? That looks good. All right, so we got some servo horns in there. Oh my gosh. Okay. We do not need that long of a wire. It'll be good to know if this is waterproof. Let's see what the box says. Got the specs here if you guys want to see that. I don't know if it's waterproof. I've done a lot of mudding with RCs and it kind of screws them up over the long run. They get really rusty and stuff, so I'm trying to avoid that as much as I want to. It looks like it's got metal gears, right? I'd imagine the stock one, if we look in, would have plastic gears. Grab our Injora, good brand here. They got quality stuff. Open our servo stuff. So we got the horn, super nice aluminum. Gonna go right on that new guy. And we got a new mounting plate for this guy. See, that's gonna have to come off too, so we still have to take that off. Acekeeps would be the brand. Brass weights and aluminum rods. Open here. Everything packaged really nicely. That's good. All right, so we got bearings. We got the aluminum tie rods, which need the same type of install as the links. And we got the brass. Ooh, it's got some weight to it. Oh, and a new Allen key. Let's go. A little bit longer. We're upgrading. We're upgrading, guys. See that? Perfect. I would definitely recommend getting some better tools. This is kind of annoying with these little guys, but I'm just making it work. So I think the first thing we should do is take off our old mount. So these 2 bolts, and then there's 1 bolt right there where the link sits. All right, so we got the old one out. It sits like that. So you might as well use the new hardware. So we're gonna throw this guy in first. Should just simply bolt up the exact same way. All righty, plates in, looking good. The servo now, so let's see if it fits here. It should just pop in. Long wire that you could wrap around the car 12 times. Make sure if you guys are looking into getting this stuff that you make sure it's for the right SCX24. When you're buying stuff, you just double check what it will fit. It is working, guys. It's all plugged in, all figured out, wired up. Looks so good. Fits perfectly. Don't really need to do any trimming. So I don't think it's hitting anything. We'll put the rest of it together now, guys. That is the main part. I'm so curious to see how much torque it has. Let's install all this stuff now. So what I'm gonna do is we'll get it all out and we'll kind of spread it out, get all the parts ready. Also, guys, that servo kit comes with extra bolts, which is really nice. So you have 2 extra for if you need them for the tray or if you need them for the servo, which is really nice addition. And I always throw my old parts just back in the bag, and the new one's coming. If you guys want to check the links video, you can see how to do this. Alrighty, guys, we got them in. A little bit annoying, just like the last time I did them, but you guys can see how this will sit. So let's bolt this guy through here, get it attached. All these bolts are the same by the looks of it. Just use their new Allen key. Whew. Oh, that's sick. You can see how it's tight, right? Like, that's so good. Oh, this thing's like a, look at that. Just wiggle, wiggle. Excited to get it on. Let's see here. We'll open up this baggie, dump it right there. Oh, that dumped really bad. Uh-oh. So I'm not sure what fell. I'm hoping it is a bolt. Oh no, it was one of those. Are you kidding me? Because we got 4 screws for there, and so one of those went right off my table. Wish me luck. Oh my gosh, guys. If you wished me luck, thank you, because we found it. And that is needed for these. Where was I here before I became an idiot? Okay, so by the way, be careful when you dump your parts out, but make sure you guys put the bearings in and the CV axle through there. Pin through the hole and then put that on so it stays. Make sure you got your little guys in those ones that I almost lost right in there. Sleeves. Knuckles are on, brass now, and they can only go on one way. As you can see, they're almost tilted, but if you put them on the wrong way, your wheels will be like up, like stanced. And if you put them on the right way, you can see now when we put a wheel on, they're straight. So they can only go one way. Now the next thing, let's attach our aluminum links. And I think even if you're doing like weighted upgrades, you should probably upgrade your servo anyways. The extra additional weight you're throwing on, you might as well get a stronger servo. There we go. It seems a little tight. I have to back that up a bit. Yeah, so these are, you want to watch how much you tighten stuff. You can feel it right now. It's pretty tight, and you don't want it to be so tight that the servo has to work super hard to turn the wheels. Back up the rig for a sec, get it out the bag. We are gonna learn from our mistakes and not dump it like a meathead. All right, guys, I got it all dialed in. I figured it out. Got our parts here. So what we started with is all there, and look at this, guys. Brass knuckles, aluminum steering, 0 slop in the steering. We got it all sorted. We got it tuned. Just tweak some settings on the remote to get it straight. It's heavy. Like, you can feel a noticeable difference on this thing now. Okay, so yeah, that looks the same, right? But now if we do that same test, back you guys up a little bit. So you guys can see a big difference. There's no Like no questions asked. Look at that. I'm not moving my hand at all. So that is exactly why we did this mod. I can't wait to test it. So we're gonna bring you guys over to the track over here. All right, so here's the trail I made. Just some spray foam on some cardboard so you can move it around. Super simple track layout. It's this part. It's not the toughest thing in the world. It's just made it, had some extra spray foam. So we are going to test it out. I climbed up this before, the stock setup. It had a little bit of issue. Now you guys see how when I go anywhere now, I can turn, which is exactly what we wanted. I haven't even driven it an inch yet, but the control, like look at that. It wouldn't turn here before. You can go full lock either way. Wow, right? Like any time you have weight on the front wheels, it wouldn't turn before. So this is really impressive. Heading over to the uphill. With that extra weight up front, guys, it makes a huge difference. Before I had a lot of skidding and I'd tip backwards, but now with the weight, no struggle at all. Ooh, easy. That servo, it has to be the best upgrade I've done so far. It's just all the weight's down in the front, doesn't matter, you'll turn. Epic fail already. Now we got no steering. See, that's what we wanted. My bolt unscrewed right at the front there, you can see it. So I'll just screw that back in, guys. I will throw Loctite on that one. Clearly that one needs it because we went 2 feet and it came out. So alrighty guys, I got it back together. That's just install error, don't worry about that. Man, oh man, I am so happy with this thing. If you guys could feel this too, like it's got so much weight up front now. The brass really makes a huge difference, especially in the front. Like going up that little mountain, it's just so easy now because it's got grip up front. It doesn't fall back. See that bushing there? Kind of popped out. So just looking at it again, make sure everything, double check. There's a lot going on in that install. Knuckles, links, servo. This thing is getting transformed, but I do need shocks too. I really want to get shocks next. If you like the video, guys, check out my other ones. We did the links. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this build, please leave a like. If you like the content, make sure you stay tuned, subscribe for more. We're gonna keep modifying this guy and make it really good. On a budget, kinda. Parts are really cheap for these. All the links in the description, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.